We are live now, so if you just got random shit you want to talk about while I get us ready.
Uh, yeah, I don't know if I brought this up last time. You don't have Netflix.
I sure don't.
That's because I don't know if I'd finished this
No,
before the last time we talked. I lose track of time. But have you heard anything about the fall of Usher? The fall of the House of Usher?
we didn't talk about this. I've only seen, I haven't even seen a preview of it really. I've heard about it.
Have you seen any Mike Flanagan?
Yeah,
Have you seen any of his shows?
yeah.
Okay. I guess Haunting of Hill House, I guess.
That and Bly
Did you watch
Manor.
Bly Manor? See, I didn't watch Bly Manor. Was it good?
I don't remember, so I don't think it stuck with me.
But did you watch Midnight Mass?
I watched half of it.
Only half.
Hmm.
I Me and the missus are watching it now. This is my second rewatch. I think it's my favorite Flanagan work. I absolutely love it. But the Fall of the House of Usher's fucking good too, man. Really good.
Yeah, he's supposed to be doing a Stephen King adaptation next.
Yeah, and it's not horror. It's like one of those King, like Stand by Me, Shawshank, Green Mile esque. But he's moving to Amazon Prime too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Prime threw him that money. He's leaving Netflix.
So Prime throws him the money because he made some horror shows, and he promptly does something that's not horror.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
I wonder how Amazon Prime feels about that.
right.
Yeah.
Hold on one sec. I'll be right back. Hey, I sent you an invite for Clean Feed.
Yep.
All right. Do. Let me get. Man, I'm just full screen. That's what we want right there.
I think you're muted again.
Uh, why am I muted in Clean
There you
Feed?
go.
What is this shit? What is going on here?
I like that shirt. Is it new? It looks fresh.
No, I've had it for a couple months. My Night of the Living Dead shirt.
Yeah. Still white. That's a good sign.
Well, I'm not digging ditches when I wear it.
White shirts, man,
I
you
know.
wash them and then it just loses the whiteness immediately.
I know.
It's,
I had to go lotion up. Puts the lotion on its skin to keep the flaking down.
when was that done? Last week?
Friday.
A week ago.
Yep. Yes, sir. I got. I'm hoping I can get it finished in one more session.
Uh, what are we looking at?
So this still hasn't been shaded right up in here,
Mm-hmm.
and then the fish has got to be. I'm not sure if he's coloring or if he's gonna do black and gray, but I know some color is gonna be added. So it may just be the flowers and maybe the fish also. But yeah, it's just that the shading and the
You
color.
you don't have to tell me, but text me, please. I'm just curious about how much that piece cost because I know nothing about like pricing for tattoos. Wow. Okay. Is that just for that piece?
Yeah. So there's when I go back, I'll have to pay more. Um, but generally sleeves. I mean, it's going to fall in line with what sleeves normally cost.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, let's just say the Jason mask. Obviously, you told me per hour. How many hours was the Jason mask?
this one
Two?
I paid by the piece. It depends on your artist. Like the one I use now, the guy I go to, he does his by the hour.
Okay.
Some people will do it by, they'll be like, okay, you're gonna get this done. That's gonna be X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
And so actually, the Freddy Claw, took less time than the zombie.
Yeah, I could see that though. The zombie looks pretty detailed from what I saw. Is this in Tyler?
No, it's in White House, which is like right outside of Tyler. It's like Tyler's Arlington.
Yeah, I look, I know we're not covering it.
Hey, you know what White House is, right?
No.
It's Patrick Mahomes' hometown.
I thought that was Tyler. Okay.
No,
It's just right outside of
yeah,
Tyler.
White House.
Is there like a lot of Patrick Mahomes shit there?
Yeah, there's the Patrick Mahomes used car lot, the Patrick Mahomes House of Pancakes. No,
Patrick Mahomes auto dealer.
I already said that. Used car lot.
Okay. No, it wouldn't be a used car
Patrick
lot.
Mahomes Hyundai.
Kia.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean,
But do they advertise Patrick Mahomes?
you see people coming in wearing Chiefs jerseys and shirts and stuff.
No, there's not like a billboard home of
Not that
Patrick
I've seen.
Mahomes.
Not that I've
Okay.
seen, but they may have it on the other side of town.
Give it time.
I mean, I would throw one up.
Why not?
Exactly.
Fucking why not?
You got a 2-time Super Bowl winning MVP quarterback out of your little town? Shit. Couldn't build that sign fast enough.
I mean, he's on pace to be second greatest quarterback of all time. I mean, first, really, but let's see what about the longevity. But yeah. Let's see what he does after Andy Reid has a heart attack.
God. Oh, man.
I don't wish that for Andy Reid. I'm just saying.
You're just saying if it happened, you wouldn't.
Well,
be
I'm just
opposed
curious
to
what
it.
Patrick Mahomes would do without Andy Reid. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I know we're not going to discuss it, but whatever. Yeah, fucking New York Ripper, man. I think that's all that needs to be said right now until we cover it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I got the AV Club Top 40 ready to go.
Yeah, this is...
I got ahead of myself though. So we're live. We don't have any viewers yet, but no, we'll wait until we actually start recording. You ready to start recording?
Yeah, man, we can do it.
All right. So I haven't looked at this list. Well, I'll tell you that when we start recording. Here we go. Have a theme song for this podcast instead. Well, no, we do actually. We do have a theme song. That's right. I forgot. I just can't hear it. Hey, so Josh, we're here to do a podcast today.
Okay.
Yes. It's been a minute, but we're back. This is Very Unreasonable Things. We're going to be doing something a little different today, though. We were going to start on our Giallo movies, but one of us was irresponsible and overslept and then had to go into work for a few minutes. So it just kind of put us behind on time. But you're
telling on yourself now.
I know.
Obviously,
It was me. Oh yeah, and the shitty beard, Josh. It's being grown.
I like it. It's not shitty.
It's being grown out for the costume.
It's not shitty. Keep it.
We'll see.
I like it.
We're doing something a little different today, though, and we used to do a lot more of these episodes back in the past, like just not just straight movie stuff. We were going to talk about the New York Ripper, which would have been the first of our Giallo movies, but we're not doing it today. Today we're going to talk about the AV Club's top 40 horror villains. I got that right, didn't I?
You did, yes.
Okay.
Ranked.
Ranked. So
it ain't like just a 40. They rank this
ranked.
shit.
They ranked them so we can get mad, because that's what lists do.
It's all clickbait now. That's all it is.
How many pop-ups did you have come through when you was watching it or reading it?
Well, originally I saw it on my phone, and the AV Club on your phone, you can't fucking do it. It's like Rolling Stone. Like every time Rolling Stone makes a list to piss people off, like I'm like, okay, let me get pissed off and let me go to it. And I'm on my phone, and then it just fucking will not load. So I finally I just went on my laptop, and I'm like, I gotta fucking see this. And we're choosing AV Club. Truth be told, there's probably 500 lists online just this month regarding horror. A list,
Yeah.
it's very fucking subjective and very of the time, I should say. Take that for whatever you will.
Recency bias.
Recency bias, and then, maybe they get a note from their editor saying, hey, include certain things,
Yeah.
It is what it is. And I saw this, and I actually wrote it all down, and I was gonna bring it up to you for the New York Ripper episode, and it's just, we're recording this 3 days out from Halloween. Let's fucking talk about this, because it's good conversation.
So, I haven't seen the list yet. And once we had decided to do this, I actually made a decision not to look at the list.
Mm-hmm.
Just so, like, everything you call out to me, we can get genuine reactions on my part. So.
Yeah, I've got it all written down. They had a list of honorable mentions that I wrote down. And let's go through this motherfucker.
Well, let's hit this honorable mention so I can get pissed right off the rip.
Okay, you want the honorable mentions up front. Okay.
Sure.
We got Annabelle. We got Brundlefly.
Honorable mention?
Yeah.
This list better be pretty outstanding.
We have me and you watched this movie one time on a date night while I was in Stockholm and you were in Mississippi. The Collector.
Oh, yeah. That's right. We did watch that movie.
Yeah. The first one.
Yeah. We haven't seen the other ones.
This is one that I kind of raised my eyebrow, me personally. Victor Crowley. The Entity from It Follows. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Otis Driftwood from the zombie movies.
Yeah.
The trilogy.
Yeah.
Jane and whatever happened to Baby Jane. That's a blind spot for me. I don't know about you.
That is.
Leprechaun.
Oh.
Couldn't crack the top 40.
Leprechaun and all his gold.
He has like 9-10 movies.
I read, let's stop on Leprechaun for just a second. I had read that the Leprechaun in the first movie is not the same Leprechaun in the second movie. It's the same actor, obviously, but continuity-wise, supposedly they're different Leprechauns.
Was this ever proven true by
Oh hell, I don't know. I just read it.
That's crazy. It's crazy. I read something about New York Ripper. That's crazy too. But okay. We should probably stick on Leprechaun for a minute though, because that's.
You would think
Leprechaun,
somebody that had that many movies would have cracked the top 40?
Yes, and I guess we'll circle back to Leprechaun when we crack this top 40 because, Leprechaun should have cracked the top 40. Then you have Lipstick Face Demon from Insidious. Here's something. I've never seen any of the Insidious movies.
Okay, God, I thought you was about to say you'd watched them, and I was about to have to admit that I haven't seen them.
Okay, maybe we need to table that too, and maybe me,
Watch
you,
them
and
at some
Daniel
point.
cover that because we're taking a break from the big project we're doing. This is one that probably should actually. There's only 5 left, and some of these really should have cracked the top 40. Honestly, The Miner from My Bloody Valentine.
Okay. Just recently watched both of those. So we've been doing like movies on Discord. I told you about. And
Did y'all watch Deadstream?
oh no, not yet.
Jesus fucking Christ! How many?
I forgot about it. I just so movies went on sale on iTunes, right? Because
Yeah, I saw you got the My Bloody Valentines. I saw
yeah,
it.
yeah, I got both of those. I just got the remake because it was cheap. So we watched the original, then we watched the remake just to kind of compare. We did the same thing with Suspiria. We watched.
Oh snap! Really?
I didn't buy them. We watched them because Amazon Prime has the remake.
It's
And,
long. I haven't
yeah,
seen it.
I was gonna say, man, without delving into spoiler territory,
Because we're covering
It's-
Suspiria. No,
it's-
I picked Tenebrae. Sorry.
I was gonna say we're gonna cover Suspiria because it was gonna be one of my picks, the original. But that remake, man, that's a chore. That movie feels long.
Is it good though? I've heard it's pretty good, but it is long.
Yeah, it's long. It was a good movie, but it's long. And
Yeah.
I would tell you this, and I'll say it again when we cover Suspiria. I like the music in the original better from the Goblins.
Yeah. That was a banger.
Yeah,
Banger score. It was.
So, but it was. If you haven't seen it, I'd recommend watching it just because it's a remake, but it's also different. Like, you don't find out about witches in the original until later in the movie. And in the remake, this shit's in your face from the jump.
Really? Okay. I mean, you can still make that work, but I loved. Suspiria is a classic, obviously.
Yeah.
But My Bloody Valentine, that '81 movie, is a banger. It's fucking. It's. I haven't seen the remake.
You're not missing anything.
No, it was right around that time, man. Right around that time. Hang
Everything
on.
was getting remakes.
Yeah.
And I'll watch a remake. I don't know, I'm sure you saw it on my fucking iTunes library where I made a mistake buying the Friday the 13th remake. So I have
There's two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the regular version and then there's the uncut version. And I accidentally bought the regular version first. And then I was like, well, fuck. I want the uncut version.
I know. Like, just being a completist. And it's probably only like 20 seconds. I mean, I don't know the comparison there.
I don't either. But, yeah. So we're watching probably like 3 or 4 movies a week. We watched one yesterday. I showed Chris Humanoids from the Deep. He had never seen it.
Then you should tell him to go and listen to our podcast about it.
Right. So we'll probably watch something tonight. I don't know what, but
Fucking Deadstream. Jesus
Oh, yeah, that's right.
fucking Christ. God
Deadstream.
damn it.
Let me make a note of this.
I just want to talk to somebody about this movie.
All right. I got it wrote down. I texted to Chris and I said, let's watch Deadstream tonight.
Okay.
So, yeah, well, it's on Shudder.
It is. It's a Shudder movie.
Okay, good.
Shudder exclusive.
Yeah. Better than The Shed?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I like The
Yeah.
Shed. I enjoyed The Shed.
No, The Shed was good. Deadstream, like I said to you, it's Evil Dead meets Blair Witch.
Okay.
I mean,
right.
both those movies are fucking classics.
Back to the honorable mentions.
Okay, The Miner, obviously.
Yeah,
This one, despite I've never seen any of these movies, and I couldn't even tell you how many there are, but again, you would think maybe top 40 is The Phantom from Phantom of the Opera. Now, I'm going to say something before we get into this top 40. Okay, after that is Pumpkinhead, which I like. The first one's fucking really
yeah.
good. Then the last two Seal from Species. I, I don't even know about that being worth an honorable mention, honestly.
Yeah.
But The Tall Man from Phantasm. What? Are you kidding me?
What? He's not top 40?
Honorable mention. Get the fuck
Oh
out of here.
man, let me hear what number 40 is, so I can be mad just from the start.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Now, if we're being fair, like, if you're doing a top 40 horror movie villains ranked, or if you're
Yeah.
doing any list like this, there's two different lists. There's one that's subjective, and then there's one that's not, that you can almost put mathematics behind it,
Yeah.
Like your longevity, you know, movie staying power, you know, are you in the public's consciousness, over time, not like in the moment. So some of these people, if you're just doing like just a fact based list, should be so much goddamn higher. But we'll start with number 40. Number 40 is The Mummy.
The Mummy. I mean, I figured that there was going to be some Universal monsters on the list, especially when you said Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and what was the other one?
That got left out because there's the Phantom of the Opera.
The Phantom of the Opera. That's right. Yeah, the Phantom of the Opera. So I kind of, I don't tell me if I'm right or wrong. I'll find out when we get there on the list. But I'm kind of expecting Frankenstein's monster, who isn't really a villain. No, well, if they recognize the fact that he's not really a villain, he shouldn't be on the list. But if they treat him like a villain, then I'm going to say he's top 5.
You would be wrong.
Okay.
You would be wrong. And here's the thing: if I think if you're doing this list justice, these Universal monsters should crack the top 10.
Yeah. So you're saying no Universal monster cracked the top 10?
They did.
Okay.
They
Well,
did, and it's probably the one that you. I mean, if you had to guess,
well, if it's not Frankenstein, it's monster, then it's Dracula.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And this is number 39 is a movie that both me and you love. I mean, I have like
Shocker? Horace Pinker made the list? Fuck yeah.
the fact that you know his name. My God, my God. Oh, I just Shocker. I think about Shocker every day.
You should.
Every day I think about Shocker in that movie. But number 39 is a movie that we both really fucking enjoy, and it's Sam from Trick or Treat.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Good movie. Good anthology. I don't know if it's an anthology movie or just a movie that is just connecting dots with,
Yeah.
it's hard to say. There
No,
are two
yeah.
Trick or Treat movies. Have you seen
I
the
haven't seen the original or the no that's the
hair
original.
metal one?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, me neither.
But I've seen
number
Trick or Treat multiple times.
Yeah, you should get that so I can watch it. Number 38, Universal Monster. It's a Gilman.
Man, yeah. Oh, I mean, it's a pretty iconic monster.
It is. And I'm surprised they have not revisited that property. I mean, you and Daniel covered it. When was that movie released?
Was either like
54?
54, 54, 55. I think it's 54. Or maybe
Have they touched that since then?
there were sequels. There was one called The Creature Walks Among Us. And I think there was another one.
Okay. I guess they just didn't make too much cultural impact, I guess. I didn't know that. Number 37 is Valak, the Nun.
Okay.
I mean,
I haven't. Okay.
Again, like, Victor Crowley can't crack this list.
Leprechaun couldn't make this list.
Leprechaun and look,
Look,
I don't know.
I know who the nun is, but other than just like, I guess having a recognizable image, what has it done? I mean, does it have the wit and charm of Leprechaun? No.
The wit and charm of Victor Crowley,
Yeah.
or the tall man.
Yeah. No.
I would say the tall man's just as iconic as they look as Valak.
And he has more personality.
Well, yeah, but just in terms of like
And the little spears of death from
their physical description that makes them what they are, you know?
Yeah, no, the tall man should have. If Valak's on this list, the tall man should have definitely been on this list and not a fucking honorable mention.
Exactly. Number 36 is, and I got a soft spot for this guy because, and I just recently watched a documentary on Tom Petty, and you know,
Is it Running Down a Dream?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm all up in your shit, babe. I'm all up in your shit. I was like 5 glasses deep in like white wine. I'm just like, I love Tom Petty, man. That's it.
Let me watch this 4-hour documentary.
Yeah, and I watched it like up until the Traveling Wilburys and just all of that. So if I said I love Tom Petty with number 36, could you guess who I'm talking about? And this is kind of mean on my part.
Now that you put me on the spot. No.
Okay, it's Reverend Kane from the Poltergeist trilogy.
Oh. I actually have not seen Poltergeist 2 or 3.
And we do a horror movie podcast.
I know.
But that's okay. That's okay.
I know. But I've seen
Yeah, he's
Shocker.
And you remember
Horace Pinker.
Horace Pinker. Like, Wes Craven, you came up with Freddy Krueger. Then you give us Horace Pinker.
I'm assuming he's top 30 since we're like on number 36 already and he hasn't been mentioned.
Who? Horace Pinker?
Yeah.
He's number 1, baby.
There you go.
But, yeah, Reverend Kane. He's pretty creepy. Top 40, I don't know. Number 35 is Larry Talbot, the Wolfman.
Oh, yeah. I knew the name sounded familiar and I'm like, where the fuck did I hear this from? The Wolfman.
Probably should be higher. Not everybody knows Larry Talbot, but everybody knows the Wolfman. Though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably would put the creature above the Wolfman.
well, maybe. I think we're splitting hairs here, but it's not Larry Talbot or Gilman's fault that they don't know how to fucking capitalize on these iconic creatures, you know? Number 34 is Godzilla.
So Godzilla, which is a fucking worldwide known property and has like 10 billion movies, only made it to number 34.
You could argue that he's not really a horror movie villain.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, because I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't really classify them as horror movies as much as sci-fi.
I mean, if you're going to include Godzilla, include King Kong.
Yeah.
And King Kong's not on the list, you know? It's, I don't know. That feels like they forgot to add him, you know? And maybe the tall man was in there, and then they had to, like, squeeze him in there because 34 is just such an odd place on the list for Godzilla, you know? But, and number 33 is a movie I just recently rewatched that, I don't know. I hope we cover it one day on the podcast. I'm not a fan of this guy's movies, obviously. But it's Bagul from Sinister.
Over the tall man? No.
I mean, he's pretty much a juggalo.
Right.
You know? I mean, and
A juggalo.
And I just watched Sinister because there's certain aspects of Sinister I really like, and then there's other parts that are just so goddamn bad, and all that bad just bleeds into the black phone. Just every bad aspect of fucking Sinister.
Oh man, it always comes back to the black phone with you, doesn't it?
That movie just, it baffles me how much love it got. Like, I did not watch the same movie as the people who praised that movie. I didn't. And they just announced that they're releasing a Black Phone sequel. Like, what? How? How are you releasing a sequel to a movie that there's a phone that you can communicate with dead kids who teach you karate and the bad guy who's dead? Like, everything was fucking fixed at the end of that movie. Jesus, what a shit show of a movie that's going to be. God damn, fuck the Black Phone. All right, number 32 is a movie that I put on in the background here recently, and I'm not going to judge the movie because I put it was a background. Like, I didn't set out to watch this movie, but I've heard it's pretty good, and the sequel is as good as the original. But I have a hard time placing this villain on a top 40 list, and that's Babyface from Happy Death Day.
Wait a minute. Ahead of the tall man? And I'm going to be going back to the tall man for a lot. Cause,
as you should. Victor Crowley. Look, I have a soft spot for the action movies.
Ahead of Leprechaun.
Hang on. Ahead of Pumpkinhead?
That's right. Pumpkinhead was honorable mention too.
Leprechaun. Yeah, I mean, like, Happy Death Day might be a good horror movie, but the premise of the movie is what attracts people to it. It's Groundhog Day with a slasher.
Yeah.
Babyface is pretty much aping the slasher in Valentine, if you remember that early 2000s movie.
I do.
With that guy from the show you like.
I don't like Angel. I like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's on
Buffy. But you knew exactly who I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, because, I know the actor and I know the show, and I know that I didn't like the Angel character, and when Angel left Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I was happy. It's like, oh, you got your own show to be on now. I don't have to see you on this one anymore.
There was no crossover once he left?
There was every now and then. But, yeah, not a fan of Angel.
If life wasn't so short, I would have to check out Buffy just to see what all the hype's about. But life's too short. I'll never watch it. Life's,
No,
you know, I can die next week. I don't want to spend it.
I just paused it.
Yeah, I'm drinking.
Yeah, I saw. All right, let me put up the break screen so we can take a piss break. And we're back from the piss break. Back on Twitch, anyways. We're not back on the podcast yet.
Both me and you, we need to start. I don't know. A little community outreach towards our podcast and Twitch and all that. I'm horrible at it because I hate that shit. I hate it. I hate it with a passion.
Oh, I'm
like
horrible at it too.
self-promoting.
Yep. All right, you ready to come back in?
Man, I'm ready.
I've seen Happy Death Day. Oh, I think I've seen both of them. I wouldn't say I remember enjoying the first one, but I never any point when I was watching it was like, oh man, this is an iconic villain. It's like you said, it's the premise of the movie that's the draw. It's like, oh, you died and now you're starting over.
Yeah, and what little I gleaned from it, from coming in and out of it, that was what hooked me. And it wasn't. There was another movie. Oh yeah, did you ever see the Final Girls? I think that's what it was.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna say the premise because I think there's a couple of movies like this to where she gets sucked back into an '80s slasher.
Wait a minute. Maybe it was a different movie I saw. I think there was a. The Final Girls had the two friends, right?
Yeah, I am gonna look this up right quick.
Well, because I think there was another movie called Final Girl
Yeah,
that came out close to the same time.
no, the Final Girls is what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
I've seen one of them.
Well, her
It's been a
mom's
minute.
this Final Girls is her mom's ex scream queen from the '80s,
Yeah.
and they get into a wreck. Her and her mom. She's like of age to be in these movies. The daughter, and the daughter gets transplanted back to like the movie with a couple of her friends. No, they get into a wreck, but somehow she gets. Yeah, they're at the movie theater watching like these Friday 13th movies, and her friends get transported back to like an '80s slasher movie, and the movie's it's interesting. It's good. I liked it. It's not groundbreaking. It's good. And I remember like the killer in these movies wore like the blandest fucking mask. Like the Jason Voorhees of this franchise.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man. You could at least try to make him legit scary because the movie's more of a comedy, you know? And I mean, Happy Death Day. He's wearing like a baby face. He looks like Baby Huey from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like, that's not scary, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I don't even necessarily think. Well, no, that wouldn't be fair because I was gonna say I don't think that Happy Death Day is necessarily like horror, but I guess it's more horror comedy.
Yeah, it's adjacent,
Yeah,
you know?
it's but at no point though would I have put that particular villain on this list in the top 40. Not at the expense of some of these that you've named already, for sure.
No, I mean, I don't know how they can justify putting it ahead of the Wolfman, you know?
Yeah,
Or, but okay, number 31, you're gonna fucking pop a boner. You're gonna come on your computer. When I say that, who do you think I'm?
Horace Pinker.
Who's your number two, besides Horace Pinker? Number two, boner jams of Billy Bob.
Oh, is it Art the Clown?
It is Art the Clown.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I'm not gonna
again,
complain about that one.
I look at some of these that are ahead of him, and honestly, you can say what you want about the fucking, you know, the Terrifier movies. He's scary, and he's got an iconic look. And honestly, iconic look is half a fucking nail in this,
Yeah.
you know? So I have my problems with Terrifier, but Art the Clown should be higher. Because number 30 is Damien from The Omen.
I was about to say The Omen.
Yeah.
I'd put Art ahead of Damien. I'd put the
Yeah.
Tall Man ahead of Damien.
Here's what hurts Damien. Like, they're all different actors.
Yeah.
And he's playing the son of Satan. Like, that's, you know, I think they're trying to be like hip by saying, because the Omen is a goddamn classic, you know. You're trying to give love to a classic, but at the same time, I don't know. It's like you're wanting to seem like this list is high art by doing that.
Yeah.
You know, in a way. Because number 29 for me, there are two on this list. Well, three. And this is one that was like, what the fuck? Out loud. For me, personally. Number 29 is Tiffany. It's Tiffany, Bone. Do you not know who Tiffany is?
I guess I'm drawing a blank.
Fucking Child's Play.
Oh. I never saw Seed of Chucky or Bride of Chucky.
Nah, me neither.
And that's
But what I do know of those movies is that the comedy comes before the horror.
yeah. Yeah, she wouldn't have been in my top 40.
No. Not at 29. Again, ahead of Art, ahead of the Wolfman.
Yeah. Nope.
No. Number 28, I think you and Daniel covered this. I have no idea what y'all have covered. It's Griffin, the Invisible Man.
Oh. Yeah. That was his name? Griffin?
That's what I have.
Is it from the originals or is it from the remake?
Oh, this has got to be from the OG one, I guess.
I'm trying to remember the. Hold on. You got me curious now.
Speaking of which, did you watch the new Invisible Man?
Not yet. I'd meant to, and just
It's good. It's good.
oh
Worth a
yeah,
watch.
Dr. Jack Griffin. That's right,
Yeah.
dude. The Invisible Man. That's the episode that wouldn't quit. It just keeps on going. I don't know what it is about that one that people download it.
Yeah, that's wild. Do you think it's a good episode? I've never listened to it.
I'm trying to remember. Like I know me and Daniel had picked on it a little bit because like, did you watch The Invisible Man?
I haven't seen any Universal monster movies.
The Invisible Man has this plan to take over the world, but he's undone by simple little things like if it's snowing outside, he can't go outside because he'll leave footprints, or you'll see
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
if it's like windy and dusty, he can't go outside because the dust will stick to him. But he has like these grand plans.
That's genius. Actually, that's genius screenwriting right there. I'm assuming,
Yeah.
like it's a.
If you've never watched it, it's worth watching.
Let me ask you this now, since we're on the topic, and we'll just breeze through these last ones because of the Universal monster movies y'all have covered. I don't even know what y'all are covering now. What are y'all covering?
Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman.
Okay, so y'all done Invisible Man.
Yeah, we did that in our a previous block.
Okay, rank them for me. Top three.
Haven't watched all of them yet. Dracula, Frankenstein, Invisible Man.
Okay, pretty standard.
Invisible
Did you
Man.
watch?
Well, the problem for me with Dracula and Frankenstein and why I had them rated below or lower, there's no music. Like,
No.
during the movie, you have it like during the credits, but during the movie, if nothing's happening, then you hear nothing. There's nothing. And it was more noticeable in Dracula than it was Frankenstein. And Frankenstein was just a better movie. But Invisible Man was more fun. Because the Invisible Man was just like there's some comedy in there, and you got to remember the times that it came out. So it's different comedy than what we're used to now, but still, it was just the secondary characters had more personality.
I'm listening.
I know that was kind of where I was going with that. But them, I like them better than all of them. But obviously, it's about giant ants.
I did watch that, and I did watch.
Tarantula.
I was wanting to say they. I have no idea why. Like them and they, but yeah, Tarantula. Yeah, them was good. Them was. I mean, that was sort of like Hollywood kind of figuring out how to do that type of movie.
Yeah.
Just okay, this is it. Yeah, I'm gonna say this and I mean this 1,000%. Like when you and Daniel finished covering this little block, me, you, and Daniel should cover Abbott and Costello meet the Frankenstein. No, I'm serious. Like, apparently it's supposed to be like, you know, one of the best movies of its kind, like horror comedy. Like this invented it.
Yeah.
You know.
We can watch it. What number are we on?
No, we're on number 27. Lucky
Are we?
number 27.
We are.
Yeah.
I felt like we went from 32 to 27.
All right. You want me to just give a quick rundown of where we're
Yeah,
at?
yeah. For my feeble mind.
All right. I'll start with number 40 and just work myself down.
No,
The
no,
Mummy.
Don't do that. What was the last one we
Okay.
covered?
We covered The Invisible Man.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so number 27.
Number 27 is everyone's favorite mother, Pamela Voorhees. Get the fuck off this list. No. No.
Leprechaun couldn't make it.
Well, here's the thing. Pamela Voorhees. Yeah, okay. You could put her in there. But it's a goddamn murder mystery up until she shows herself to Alice.
Yeah,
So, fucking, it's just a hand killing people.
yeah.
Like, it's, how is she? And then she shows up, you have like this very silly fight
Oh yeah.
between two people.
Where she's smashing their head. One of I can't remember if it was Alice or if it was Voorhees, but I think it was Pamela, wasn't it? Where she was beating her head into the sand.
Yeah.
It was like, take this. You'll never get the sand out of your hair.
No. Who was it? One of them was beating the shit out of, I think it was Betsy Palmer that was beating the shit out of her, yeah. But, yeah, 27.
All right.
26 is another movie that, even with the sequels, I can't comment on, but it's Esther from the movie Orphan.
So, when you said Esther, I'm just going to tell you where my mind immediately went. Sanford and Son.
Was that his dead wife?
No, wasn't it the woman he didn't get along with?
It might have been. Who was it that Red Fox was coming to see every time he was having a heart attack?
It was his wife, but I can't remember her name.
It was his wife. Yeah.
That is such a good show.
Oh God, classic,
It is.
old timer.
I feel like that show doesn't get enough recognition.
I would agree. Red Fox, man.
You big dummy.
You big dummy. Elizabeth, I'm
That's
coming to
it.
see you.
Yeah. God, man, if anybody's listening to this or watching this or whatever, and you haven't watched Sanford and Son, you need to go watch it.
Oh, it's got the most iconic intro music ever to a show ever, and I will die on that hill. Down, 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 down.
Dude, oh man, it was full of good characters.
You know what? We finish this. I'm gonna go on YouTube and see if I can find some fucking Sanford and Son fucking episodes.
Yeah, because you don't find it streaming.
No, I don't know who has those. Why are they holding so tight to those rights? You can make a clean buck off that shit. All right, number 25. All right.
Well, hey, let me say this about that. Just shows you how memorable Esther is. That the first thing somebody thought about was fucking Sanford and Son. Get that person off the list.
I know. But I can't say anything about these orphan movies. I've heard good-ish things about him, I guess. I think there's at least two.
Yeah, I think there's two.
I don't know about her being 26 on it though. That's kind of high.
Yeah. We're about to get into the top half of this list too. Let's see. What's 25?
25 is I'm gonna say it wrong, but thankfully they've got the other name. Sadako
Oh,
Samara
The Ring.
from The Ring.
Yeah, I can see that one. Yeah, she's pretty creepy.
She is,
And that's a villain that you could recognize by a silhouette also.
yeah. All you need is the hair,
Yeah, so
and yeah,
I have no problem with that one.
I don't either, at all. And I think you could probably make the case probably could be higher, should be higher.
I remember really enjoying the English version of The Ring when I first saw it.
Yeah, I mean it was like again Hollywood. It's so funny Hollywood in their trends, but it was when they were copying
They were remaking all the Japanese horror
J
movies,
horror, the J horror, yeah,
with the exception of
the
Audition.
Grudge. I bought that movie. I still have not watched it. I still
you
don't know
bought
if
it
I can
too?
watch it. Yeah,
We watched it the other night. Let me tell
rough.
you. No, actually, it's kind of boring. Until the last 20 minutes. It's actually kind of boring. Because it's not all the way through. Like the shit doesn't happen until like the last 20 minutes. And then
Feels like a
it's-
character piece up until
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. And the premise of the movie, I don't know if you know the premise, but the premise is the guy's wife died and him and his son live together. And his son tells him like, "Hey, you should get married again." And so he works, I think, at like this film company or something like that, and they have these auditions where these actresses come in thinking they're auditioning for a role in a movie, and what he's really doing is auditioning girls to be like his next love interest. And he ends up the one that like wins or whatever. I can't remember her fucking name. She turns out to be a psycho. She doesn't want him to love anybody else other than her, you know. And she's like, "Promise me you'll love only me." And he's like, "I promise." And then she finds out that like he loves his son, and that's unacceptable to her. He has a picture of his dead wife, and that obviously makes her mad. So she ends up fucking like drugging him.
And then fucking him up.
And I'm not going to tell you what happened. Like, if you haven't seen it, I mean, I'd recommend watching at least like the last 20 minutes.
You'd recommend that?
Yeah, it's graphic. Like you'll be like,
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Hey, here's the thing though. I do know about like some razor wire, piano wire on ankle. Yeah. And look, I know we're not talking about it. But I have to say, like, that scene in New York Ripper. Oh yeah.
the
I
eye
didn't
trauma.
watch it. Hell no, I didn't watch it.
Dude. Oh man,
Fuck no, I didn't watch it.
Fulci and his eye trauma, dude. He's woo. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Fuck. Yeah, we will talk about it. But god damn.
Practical effects too, man. Makes all the more like. Ugh.
I honest to God, like it's baffling to know how they do that. I'm assuming. I haven't watched any eye trauma. Can't do it, won't do it. I had my little blanket. I put it over my face, and I was just like sort of watching the corner of the TV to where I could cut back to like the cop. It was fucking rough because, and I'm sure auditions the same way. Like this one scene in New York Ripper, Fulci decided like this is what we're lingering on. with the nipples and all that. And
Mhm. Oh, I forgot.
I
Yeah. Ooh.
I knew it was coming. I put that blanket up. I'm like, oh, fuck you,
Yeah.
Fulci. Oh, I can't do this.
There's no eye trauma in Audition. I can't tell you that.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
Thank
so you
fucking
can watch
God.
it and not have to worry about that.
Just have shivers down my spine and my asshole
Yeah.
tighten up and sweat and dry out all at the same time. Number 24, I have a. We're moving on. We're moving on here.
Yeah.
Because 24, look, I get why you would put this on the list. I get it. It's Annie Wilkes from Misery, though. Like, that movie's fantastic. Kathy Bates is fantastic. Annie Wilkes is a great character. But I don't know if I consider Misery proper horror, though.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that because that's kind of my thought process on it too. But I'm more okay with her than I am with some of these other people who've been on this list.
Of course, because I mean it is horrific, and she's a psycho, but I don't know, like it was too like a thriller to me.
Yeah.
It's like putting Glenn Close from
Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
list,
Yeah.
23, this is another one and done movie, and I'm okay with it. It's Mr. Babadook.
That's pretty high though.
No, it's too high. It wouldn't be that high on my list. Actually,
Like ahead of Leprechaun, ahead of the Tall Man. I keep going back to the same ones, but
no, it's true though.
Yeah.
It's true. They have staying power, and Babadook wasn't meant to have staying power. It was Babadook is. I'd love if we covered that one day because that is a movie that, like most horror movies now, they're deeper than. This is a movie about like postpartum depression
Yeah.
and depression. Number 22 after the Babadook is Pearl.
God damn it! It's fucking funny that you said Pearl because I literally just right before you said it said, I wonder if Pearl's on this list.
Have you seen Pearl?
I haven't seen Pearl yet. It's on Showtime streaming, but I really enjoyed X.
Yeah, you liked it more than me. And would it hurt you to know that that movie was filmed in some Eastern European country and not Texas? Would that hurt you?
No, it wouldn't hurt me. Like, hey, you're just like, I'm still mad that they filmed the Friday the 13th remake in Texas because that lake fucking looks like Texas. That shit should have been filmed in Jersey.
Well, goddamn. They went to L.A. in part 3. Like, that shit wasn't New Jersey at all.
I'm a fan of on location filming.
Yeah, that shit don't happen, playa.
Yeah, don't tell me it's
Ever.
fucking New York and you're in Montreal or Toronto or something like that.
Oh, that's every movie, man.
And then you got these people supposed to have New York accents and they're like, what are you talking about?
Dude, that is literally what movie was I watching the other day? Well, hell, we were talking about Crawl,
Yeah.
which is, zero American actors in it, and it's filmed in like Kazakhstan or some shit,
Kazakhstan. All right. What's next on this list?
Number 22 is Candyman. No, number 21 is Candyman. Number 21 is Candyman.
I could see Candyman being on the list. He's pretty
Oh yeah,
iconic.
no, definitely iconic.
Actually,
I have
I picked. I don't know if you've seen a new one yet or not, but I picked it up. It's on my iTunes now.
I I I put the OG one on in the background. I I don't know. I guess just being a movie fan and a horror fan, I should watch the new one. But
Well, I haven't watched it yet. I just got it recently. I'm
I
curious.
don't know. Like
Well, fun fact. So you know the actor that plays Candyman, right?
Tony Todd.
Yep, Tony Todd. He does the voice of Venom in the new Spider-Man game.
I think I think he gets a lot of
Yeah. Well,
voiceover work.
yeah, the nerd in me just that makes me happy. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I love Tony Todd. He's in the fucking Hatchet movies
Yeah, I
with
know,
Victor
right?
Crowley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Anytime Tony Todd shows up, like I'm like, fuck yeah. Because I've seen him in interviews, man. Just a chill fucking guy, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, I love me
Well,
some Tony Todd.
and what I like about him and like some of these other actors, and sometimes it's annoying because it's almost like a movie's just doing like the hits when it has like these actors show up in small roles. But I do like the actors that have embraced the horror genre,
Mm-hmm.
and he's one of them. You know, he's like, yeah, you got a horror role, give it to me, I'll take it.
Yeah, like no vanity in terms of
Like, oh, I'm a
that.
serious actor. I can only
Yeah.
do Scorsese. Like, motherfucker, Scorsese ain't calling. So what you
No,
gonna
I
do?
know, I know.
Nothing?
Yeah.
Like, embrace it. Like Kevin Bacon, we're glad you came back home finally.
It took you getting all of your fucking life savings stolen by Bernie Madoff for you to finally be like, okay, Trimmers is pretty good.
Right.
You know? I mean,
Are the Graboids on this list?
fuck no.
What?
Fuck no.
All right. Yeah, I had to use the bathroom too. I was trying to wait until we got to number 20 on the list. I was going to take a break at the halfway
Well,
mark.
yeah, 20's up for discussion.
Okay. All right. All right. We'll be right back, Luke. I see you in there watching. We appreciate it, sir. Cricket's toilet flushing. You know what this is, Josh?
I do not.
Let me show you. There you go.
Oh, you got a harmonica.
Yeah. So when I was, we were playing some games the other night, me and the guys in Discord, and I was drinking, and I broke out the harmonica and started playing.
Wait, where'd you get that from?
I ordered it. I've had it for a while. I was I was probably drinking one day or something like that. And was like, man, I wish I had a harmonica.
You know, I bought one from Cracker Barrel one time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke. Luke, I think, was on when I had the harmonica out. He just commented. He says, "Ah, hell, not the harmonica."
Who's Luke?
Guy that he used to work with. He used to live down the road from me actually when I lived by my grandmother.
Wait, he's from Lee County?
He's not from Lee County. His wife is.
Okay. Is he from Mississippi?
Yeah. All right. Let me. You ready?
Yeah.
What's next on the list, sir?
Next on the list is, yeah, like I said, it's probably my biggest problem with this list. And it's Megan.
Megan's on the list.
Megan's on the list.
Now I watched Megan. I don't know if you watched it or not. I didn't.
I haven't.
I didn't have a
So-
problem with it, but I will say that Megan is not top 20. Or Megan, I don't know that Megan's not top 40. It's one movie. I don't know that she made that much of an impact. Like when I watched the movie, to just be like, oh, holy shit, you know?
She has an iconic dance scene, right? I say iconic. I use that term very loosely.
Yeah.
Like there's a pretty famous dance scene, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't have put her ahead of like Victor Crowley or The Tall Man or Leprechaun or Mr. Hyde, you know, or anything like that. Horace Pinker, Art the Clown.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have put her ahead of Art. I mean, I was kind of okay with like Art's ranking in the list because he's relatively new. But if you're telling me that Megan's like number fucking 20, then Art should be 19.
Yeah, to me this feels like a I don't know. This feels like a choice that was made like you know, I don't know if it's like a like it's like, oh, this is our climate now, you know?
So you're about
She's
to
got to be that.
you're going to tell me because I can only assume if Tiffany's on this list and Megan's on this list that Chucky has to be on this list somewhere.
Oh,
And
yeah.
That means there's 3 fucking dolls on this list.
Yeah, and you can make the case that Annabelle
Oh,
is higher than 2 of them.
oh, that's right. Was Annabelle an honorable mention or was she on the list?
Yeah, she was an honorable mention. I mean, she did. I mean, I don't know if you ever saw Annabelle Creation.
No.
It's fucking legit. It's from David Sandberg, the guy who did Lights Out.
I think I heard that the second Annabelle movie was better than the first.
Oh, it was better than most of the horror movies that came out that year. It's that good. I mean, I
I'll
stand
have to
by
watch
that.
it. I'll have to watch it then. Yeah, that's crazy. I can't see Megan being on that list and Annabelle not being on that list. Because Annabelle has a more recognizable look to me than Megan.
Yeah, but Megan became a meme because of the fucking dance scene.
No.
That's like this is some. I don't know. It just feels like an of the moment. That high.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
mean, yeah.
Hold on. Hey, check this out. That's crazy, cuz.
You got that $5 cuz. But and obviously now we're getting down to the nitty gritty, and we can pick nits from 19 to 1. And I'm looking at the list now, and it's all like, yeah, I get why they would be in the top 20. Not Megan, though. Not Megan.
Not Megan. I agree. Hit
Number
me with that
19
next
is,
one.
yeah, number 19 is Frankenstein.
Wow, that's really low. If you're going to put him in there, because once again, it goes back to, is Frankenstein a villain, or is Frankenstein just misunderstood? But if you're going to classify him as a villain, then he's got to be higher than that. Frankenstein is, like, you're talking about one of the most iconic horror movie monsters. Monsters, not monsters. Monsters is a TV show. Monsters.
I think Frankenstein was a part of the Monsters too, wasn't
The Herman Munster.
he? No.
But yeah, Frankenstein is iconic.
I know. Someone had posted on Reddit like, what do dumb and average and smart people like? What's the differences? The tiny differences in them. And I wish I'd have saved the post because I can't recite it verbatim back. And it was like, dumb people, the monster Frankenstein. Average people, well, actually, Frankenstein was the doctor and it was Frankenstein's monster. Really smart people, Frankenstein was the monster.
Yeah.
And it is one of those things. I kind of agree with you. Because that character, whatever you want to call him, Frankenstein's monster, Frankenstein, is everlasting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
That's
going to
another-
live on before us.
That's another one of those. If all you had to look at was a silhouette, just a black silhouette, you could immediately recognize that character, and you can
Yeah.
do that with some villains. There's some horror movie villains that, like I said, if you just did the silhouette test, you would immediately know who they are.
And that's a great test. That's the best test for this.
You know who wouldn't pass that test?
Fucking Babyface from Happy Death Day.
Well, I was gonna say Megan.
Megan as well. Fucking. I will say this about Pamela Voorhees. If you showed me like a real thick New England fucking sweater, light blue, I'd be like, oh, that's Pamela Voorhees, But 18 is Carrie White.
Okay.
Yeah. 17, I kind of have a problem with. It's Jack Torrance. Again, it's sort of like Frankenstein. I mean, obviously Jack Torrance was not a great guy before he got to the Overlook Hotel.
Yeah.
But I think the Overlook Hotel
Is the villain.
was more of a villain
Yeah.
than Jack Torrance. You're thinking of Here's Johnny,
Yeah. You remember, because we haven't done this in a while, where we tie it back to The Simpsons, but you remember the Halloween Horror where he had the shinning? And he's like, you mean the shine? He's like, no, you can't say that. It's the shinning.
I do, yeah. Holy shit. Well, it's also no TV, no beer, make Homer go something crazy? Don't mind if I do.
Oh, man. I need to go back and watch those.
Oh, they were so good.
Yeah,
God
they
damn,
were.
they were so good. Still going. Crazy.
Well, I'm convinced at this point now, man, that TV shows just don't end. Because it's not just The Simpsons. Like, The Simpsons used to be, like, when you're talking about TV shows that have been on for a while, you'd be like, holy shit, The Simpsons have been on forever. But so is fucking NCIS and
It's always sunny.
Family Guy, and yeah, It's Always Sunny, and South Park, and it's just like none of these shows are going off the air anymore.
It's always sunny.
But
I think is the longest running.
you can only give me like 3 proper seasons of Arrested Development before it got canceled and had to go to Netflix.
I know, and I'm trying to think of other shows like that. Like, well, comedy. It's hard to. What got canceled before its time in comedy? Maybe I mean obviously Arrested Development is the best choice, but yeah. Anyway, I do know that It's Always Sunny is like the longest running show right now. Like in terms of like 30-minute block
Yeah.
sitcom.
Okay.
Number 16, I have a problem with, obviously. I have a problem with this whole list. It's The Predator.
The Predator. I don't really consider Predator to be horror.
No, me neither. At all.
I mean, the first one probably plays closer to it than any of them, but I still don't think that The Predator's horror.
No, iconic? Yes. Horror? No.
Apparently, there's something going on with my. Can you hear me in both of your earpieces, or you only hear me on one side?
Both.
Okay. Luke said he was only hearing me in one. Okay. The Predator, yeah. What's next?
Again, it's let's get ready to get pissed off because it's Leatherface.
Ooh, that's too low.
Way too fucking low. What are we
Yeah.
doing? What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, that's far too low.
I mean, you can blame the sequels for that, but the fact that they were still making sequels though speaks to the character.
Did Chop Top make it? Well, obviously not. If Leatherface is here, then Chop Top didn't make it. And the cook didn't make it. And I would argue that the members of that family are more deserving to be on the list than some of these other people that we've had on the list.
And not taken as a whole, though. No, I wouldn't agree with that. Taken as a whole, if you include like the remake, if you include like the new one that came out for Netflix, I mean Leatherface was.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but like, and I hate to keep, pounding on Megan, but let's do it anyways. Excuse me. Megan's only got one movie. I would say that Chop Top was more memorable than Megan.
Oh, I mean, me and you would agree with that because we love part 2. But Leatherface being at 15, though, I mean, regardless of the shitty sequels, I mean,
Yeah, no. If all you had was that one movie to go with, Leatherface is still top 10. And depending on how this list plays out, I'd say top 5, possibly. We'll see. I don't. Like I said, I haven't seen the list, so I don't know. It's all new to me.
yeah, and the more I look at this list, it's like, I don't know. Like it's all like muddled bullshit, really. Number 14, I agree with, and it's probably should be higher. Pinhead.
Pinhead. Yep.
Should be higher, probably.
It's a pretty.
I've never
iconic
seen a
character.
Hellraiser movie.
Really?
No, not one.
I've got them all
But
except for the newest.
I know. I I should. I haven't watched him yet, but I know the character, and I know he's. I mean, it's like you said, the seal. I can't say it now. Silhouette challenge.
Yeah,
Everybody knows Pinhead.
yeah, definitely.
13 is Pennywise. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Number 12, I have a problem with Hannibal Lecter. I, me personally, and obviously this is all like opinion based. I've never considered those movies to be horror. They're thrillers. And Hannibal Lecter being a scary character, like his, this isn't really like to say anything about like where he should rank on this list, but the scariest he is when he's behind bars, either talking to Will Graham or
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say too. Is like I feel like Hannibal Lecter's on this list based on the interactions he had before he had his own movie. You know, like
yeah,
Silence of the Lambs, Manhunter, Red Dragon, whatever,
yeah,
where he was a secondary character. And then when Hannibal came out, well, the book came out and then the movie came out, and you brought him to the forefront, he kind of lost something.
yeah. He's not scary out in the open,
Yeah.
you know. I think Hannibal Lecter, if you're doing this list, 40 greatest characters in movie history, I would
Yeah.
agree. Movie villains, I mean, in Manhunter and Red Dragon, it was Tooth Fairy. Silence of the Lambs, it was Buffalo Bill.
Yeah. And in his own movie, he's not really the villain. He's like an anti-hero.
And which one?
Hannibal. Because Gary Oldman's character, Mason Berger.
Yeah, yeah. But also Lecter, too. He's also a pretty bad guy in that. But,
That's why I said anti-hero. Because that's where you put those people that, you know, aren't really villains, but aren't really heroes. And they got to fit somewhere.
yeah, but he only got to be anti hero like at the very last when he saves. Does he cut off his hand to save Clarice Sterling?
No, he cuts off his hand to save himself. Because she captures him. She handcuffs him.
Oh, he cuts off his hand. But he does not kill her, though. He respects her too much.
Yeah.
And all that, yeah. Number 11 is, yeah, I don't care for this franchise. From here on out, we'll just make this fascinating. I wouldn't call it fascinating. That's the wrong term. We'll make this interesting.
Okay.
Number 11 is, do you want to play a game?
Really?
Yep. Do you know his name?
It's John Kramer.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Jigsaw. Yeah.
oh, man, it was like a sharp breath. Just hit me right in my ribs. It's the old age.
Which should be number one, like cancer or old age.
Cancer, old age.
Whatever killed Jenny Gump should be number one.
Whatever killed Jenny Gump. That's hilarious.
Bone. Let's take a pause for the cause for just 1 second.
All right. Is this still it's still working? Mm. Hmm. Okay, so that's interesting. Hmm. All right. Well, I'm not going to mess with it right now. Actually, tell me if it sounds different from when I'm talking now and then now I'm talking.
You just cut out briefly.
Yeah, yeah, that's because I changed it. But how does it sound now?
Yeah, it sounds okay. Like I can't really tell a difference, but try it again.
I'm back on the other one now.
Okay, go to the other one.
All right, hold on one sec. All right, now I'm on the other one.
I guess this one slightly.
But you can hear me?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Yeah. Okay, I'll just. Luke, can you still hear me in chat? Our Twitch stream's got fucking toilets flushing in the background. All right. You ready?
Oh yeah.
All right. Next on the list,
Okay, now it's top 10.
top 10. We know that doesn't a top 10 that doesn't have Leatherface.
No, is that the biggest surprise to you?
As far as like where I think somebody should that and Frankenstein. Or Frankenstein's monster.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and just can you name some things?
All right, so number 10. Here's a guess. Chucky.
Yep.
He's number 10?
No. He's in the top 10, obviously. Obviously. All right, well, yeah. Okay, no. Yeah, let's do it like you said. I'll give you a hint eventually, but
So I just got a rant. Okay, so number 10. Oh my God. Now I'm just drawing
okay.
blanks. Now that I'm trying to do it.
Okay, I'll give you this hint. He's a proprietor of an establishment.
Norman Bates.
That's it. Yeah.
I like how I got that with just like, bam, that one little hint.
It is pretty fucking impressive. No doubt.
I can see him being in the top 10.
Yeah,
All right.
I get it. I get that.
Number 9. Chucky.
Right church, wrong pew. Iconic movie from the 70s. When I say iconic, that's capital I. Think of 70s.
And is doll related?
Well, doll-ish.
I guess I don't know. I used up all my good guesses with Norman Bates.
Okay, I can do better than that, though. It's Think of the Dark Lord.
Satan?
Yeah.
No fucking idea, I guess.
From the 70s. Okay, it's Reagan McNeil. Pazuzu.
So I had briefly thought about The Exorcist when you said right church, wrong pew, but then Pazuzu, dude. So you know what I watched recently? Because I don't know, I was in the mood to watch a bad movie, so I watched The Exorcist: The Beginning.
Oh, there's two different
I
ones.
know.
Which one did you watch?
No. I watched The Exorcist: The Beginning, and then I turned right back around and I watched Exorcist Dominion, the prequel to The Exorcist.
This is a podcast episode, man. Like, which one did you prefer?
Is it fair to say neither?
It is fair.
Neither. They were. They were movies. Somebody made them.
Were they that bad?
They weren't good.
One's Paul Schrader, and one's Rennie Harlan.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. They weren't good.
It's even sadder that you can't even be like one is slightly better or one makes a difference.
Like they were movies. Like you can tell that they were filmed at the same fucking time, and because obviously, what's that guy's name? The actor.
Stellan.
Yeah. Like he's in it. They're digging up the same fucking church in it. But then they have different actors playing different fucking roles. Like, oh man, yeah. No, we should watch them. We could do a versus episode that we haven't done in a while.
Yeah.
And we can do fucking Exorcist: The Beginning versus Dominion, the prequel to Exorcist.
I would.
You'd
I
hate me
don't.
afterwards.
Yeah, I think I would hate doing it, but I would love the discussion.
Yeah.
It's like I just wish we could skip to the discussion. I wish I just
Didn't have to watch the movies.
without wasting my fucking time on them. Because I've heard horrible things about them, but like one of them is Paul Schrader. It's like, what the fuck happened?
One of
You
them's
know?
like 11% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the other one's like 24% on Rotten Tomatoes, or some shit like that.
Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever watch Exorcist 3?
I've seen it. I've seen it.
But I'm assuming the way you say it, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's fucking good. I heard part 2, The Heretic, is fucking bananas.
I almost bought it when it was on sale because I heard it was so bad.
Yeah.
But then I was like, how would that look? I don't even own The Exorcist. And I'd be buying The Exorcist 2?
I know. Like me judging you.
Yeah. And what goes into a lot of the decisions I make in life.
Yeah, as it should. As it should.
Is Josh going to judge me harshly for this? If the answer is yes, then I fucking pass.
You got to. You got to. I'm not gonna lie. If I would have saw that you had The Heretic Exorcist 2, I'd have been a little giddy. Because it's like, let me just see this shit. I want to see this shit.
Well, I ended up using. I had like a bunch of money on iTunes set aside for horror movies, and then and fuck you iTunes. I just want to say that
They dropped the ball.
If it's some other fucking holiday, the sales seem to be going on all month.
Yeah.
But when it's fucking Halloween, they don't drop until like a day before.
Honestly, I think iTunes had caught on. I don't think Hollywood realizes, or maybe they do. They don't give a fuck how big of an audience there is for horror movies.
Yeah.
You know, and iTunes, maybe they do, and they're just like, "Fuck y'all." You know,
Right.
we're gonna give y'all blue balls until, you know, because I know when like I'll go on iTunes and you know, or like Blu-ray.com and look for the deals.
Yeah.
It's nana,
Fucking
you know.
Home Alone will be on sale for the whole month of December.
Yeah. So will a package of Miracle on 34th Street, you know, like the old one in the 1994 one, you know.
You know what Christmas movie I do like though?
There's a lot that I like, honestly.
I like A Christmas Story.
Yeah, everybody does.
Yeah, and I know they play it nonstop, but I actually bought that. I have it on iTunes.
Yeah, look.
Because I don't have live TV anymore. You know, I've just got some streaming, so I can put it on in the background in the month of November.
Yeah. Look, you know, I'm a dad now, so like this is what I do.
You're like,
anytime I
don't
see
put your tongue on the pole.
No, anytime I see a buck that says fragile, I'm like, fragile. It's French. Every time. And I laugh. Nobody else laughs.
Luke just said in our chat that we lost our iTunes sponsorship.
God, if we had one sponsorship, I mean, if I was pushing, what's the big one now? They're pushing every fucking podcast.
Is it Blue Chew?
No, not the ones I listen to. No, it's like
Oh, BetterHelp?
BetterHelp's a big one too. Yeah, if we can get BetterHelp, then
BetterHelp doesn't need us.
no, we need Luke. Honestly, we just need Luke to just. God bless Luke. You know.
Give us some
Ask
sponsorships, Luke.
No, ask Luke what horror movie is his favorite. Honestly, what's your favorite horror movie,
I
Luke?
was to say he can hear you.
Yeah, I know, but you know him. I don't know him.
You gotta learn how to talk to your audience.
Well, I don't see shit but you in your Dallas Stars Night of the Living Dead.
Hey, it's
Like
hard.
you-
It's hard to pair this hat up with clothes because it's white and green. So whenever I have that chance to match it up, you know, I gotta jump on it.
How many Dallas Stars do you have?
2. Yeah,
How many
like-
Dallas Stars?
jerseys?
I don't. Our memorabilia. I don't even like fandom.
I have 3 jerseys, 2 hats, and then 2 commemorative hockey pucks from the games that we went to.
Okay, that's the pucks don't count. That's fucking cool that you have that. 3 jerseys though.
Mm-hmm. I got a Mike Modano from back in the day. I got
Yeah.
Jamie Benn, the captain, and then I have Jake Ottinger, the goalie.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's good. And he's the one that shares the same number as Bailey. That's why I got that one.
Okay.
And she's like, get the one with 29 on it, Dad. I'm like, sure. Luke said Conjuring.
Oh yeah, yes, the Conjuring,
I enjoyed the first
the first
one. a
one
lot.
especially.
Yeah.
Like I put it on the background a lot.
Yeah, no, I will say that third Conjuring movie was dog ass.
Oh, it was horrible. It went off the rails
Yeah.
quick. At least the second one doesn't go off the rails to like the third act. Completely off the rails.
Yeah,
That first one is legit.
yeah, that first one was really good. I really enjoyed that one. Yeah, Luke said the first one.
Yeah.
All right, where are we at on this list?
All right, number 8. we talked about covering this movie for our 50th episode.
The Thing.
Yep. I have a problem with that. I don't agree with The Thing being number 8 on this list.
You think it should be higher or lower?
I don't think it should be on the list. I think The Thing's one of the greatest movies ever made. But it's a movie based on paranoia.
Yeah.
And there's no real villain in it except for your fellow man.
Yeah.
Like,
I can see that because the Thing itself is just an organism that's, you know,
and it's like putting Invasion of the Body Snatchers on this list.
Get
the fuck out of here with
that's
that.
That's a accurate comparison. Yeah, I don't think the Thing itself, because I mean the Thing doesn't have any kind of personality.
No.
It
Or
doesn't-
look.
Yeah, or look. I mean, there's some creatures that stand out when you see it, like when the fucking head sprouts the legs.
Well, let's put Rob Bottin on the list then.
I know. I'm just saying. No, I kind of.
But you know what I'm saying,
I
yeah.
agree with that. Great movie, but I wouldn't say the Thing is one of the great horror villains.
I mean, if you put Paranoia on it, and then you put Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and all these other movies that sort of exist in that genre.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 7 is a 90s icon that is still going. It hurts me to say strong today.
A 90s icon that's still going strong today. Is it Chucky?
No.
Okay. And I think that started in the 80s anyways. Hold on. Let me see. 90s icon that's still going strong.
96.
We got another. We got 3 viewers. Actually, Pinhead's already been covered. What number was Pinhead?
Pinhead was 14.
Yeah, Pinhead was 14 on the list. And so those of y'all are just joining. We are covering the AV Club's top 40 horror villains of all time. List just came out. Josh found it. I haven't seen the list, so we are in the process of me guessing.
Yeah, the top 10.
Yeah. Ghostface.
Ghostface.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the costume
Is iconic,
is
but
iconic.
there's a person behind the mask in every.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
a different
movie,
It's a different
man.
person each one, so it's not the same villain.
And they steadily get worse after every fucking movie. I don't know. I mean, I get why you'd put Ghostface there. I wouldn't have it at 7, me personally.
Not ahead of Leatherface. Fuck no. Not ahead of. I wouldn't say ahead of Pinhead either. I wouldn't say ahead of. Wow, wow. Because now I'm thinking about where some of these characters are about to fall on this fucking list. Okay. Well, disappoint me again. Let's do number.
Okay.
this one.
Okay, number 6 is. And a subjective list should be number 1. It's the most iconic horror villain ever.
Okay, I can think of 3 off the top of my head. The pulling from the 80s. I'm assuming this is from the 80s.
No. Nope.
Oh, Dracula.
It's Dracula. Number 6
Yeah.
is Dracula.
Yeah, that's right. Dracula's number 6. Okay, so
Subjectively should be number 1. Like
we started at number 40 and worked our way up to number 1. I'm sorry, I'm responding to the chat. Yeah, we started at number 40
do it.
and we are working our way up to number 1. Yeah, Dracula. Like if you're talking about iconic characters, if you're talking about like if you just mention Dracula, people are immediately like, "I want to suck your blood."
Look, my daughter went. She's in first grade in Stockholm, Sweden.
And they did a stage production of Dracula.
No, but it was like Halloween has just slowly starting to become a thing here, right?
Yeah,
And it's been a process because it is a very I I know Canada, America, I know the UK kind of does it, but it's that type of holiday, right? And they dressed up today, and she she went as one of her favorite Five Nights at Freddy's characters, right? And when she got back there, we were like, Isla, did anybody else dress up? Because it's, like I said, it's not a thing. And she
yeah,
was like, yeah, people dressed up. And we were like, well, who was Ben, who's one of her friends? She didn't say a vampire.
yeah.
She said fucking Dracula. Okay, she doesn't know who Jason Voorhees is. She doesn't know who Freddy Krueger is. She knows who Dracula is.
Yeah.
And, she's 7. She doesn't know about this shit, but she knows who Dracula is. It's Dracula should be number 1 because it will live forever.
Yeah.
That character. But okay, that's
So
number 6.
that's number 6. So we got 5 left, and I know where. I don't know where they're going to be at, but in my mind, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 characters in this top 5. Because you're telling me that Chucky's in the top 5.
I am.
Jason Voorhees is in the top 5.
Yep.
Freddy Krueger's in the top 5. Michael Myers is in the top 5.
Yep.
So that leaves 1 character that I haven't gotten. But
And you won't. And you won't.
I have a problem with Chucky being so high.
I do too. And I know a lot of people wouldn't. I'm not a child's play guy,
Yeah.
That I'm not. I am gonna ask you, Bone, if we could take a pause for the cause.
Another one?
Last one.
All right, we'll be right back. We're gonna, yeah, meme horror, right? You might need to start pulling up like Twitch on something so you can read the chat while we're doing this.
Yeah, maybe.
That way you can
Yeah.
respond to instead of having to rely on me. We'll be right back. Yeah, so before we start back, you were given some pointers on how to do this. So take your phone, lay the phone screen facing you underneath your computer monitor. Well, no, you're on a laptop, though. Yeah, he can't do it that way. He's on a laptop. What he was saying was you could take your phone and like place it right up underneath your monitor facing you, and then you could read the chat.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna have to do that next time. Like
Yeah.
it's so late in the game.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Thank you, whoever gave that.
It's one of my brother's friends. He come over and was watching. We appreciate you watching too, sir. You too, Luke, and whoever the third person is. All right. You ready?
Yep.
All right. So let me take a guess at number 5. It's gonna be the same fucking guess I've been making. Chucky.
Nope.
You tell me this motherfucker's top 4?
I'm telling you that he's
God.
higher than top 4. I'm telling you he's higher than top 4.
Oh my God. Okay, so give me a hint then.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be easy, babe. It's Mama's Boy.
Fucking Jason's number 5?
Jason's number 5.
Chucky's higher than Jason?
Chucky is fucking higher than Jason. Yes.
The AV club must have been eating paint chips this day.
I living under power lines. Fucking, I don't know, man.
Drinking some of that Flint, Michigan water?
Yeah, and number 4 is even more baffling. Because look, it's not a debate on the movie that number 4 exists in. That's not a fucking debate. But it is a debate on if it's number 4 in the greatest horror movie villains list.
Give me a hint.
Okay. Off the top of my head, the first 3 directors of this movie are all different. They're all fucking iconic, and it's science fiction.
Oh, Alien?
Yeah, Xenomorph.
The Xenomorph. I could see the Xenomorph. Because that's a pretty iconic character design. Like that, those Geiger designs. I don't have a problem with the Xenomorph.
All right. If we're putting Xenomorph, where's Jaws? Or Bruce the Shark or Great White? Where's that?
That's true. Also, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Because then where's the ants from them?
I mean,
Bring it
yeah,
back.
Piranha,
Yeah.
Joe Dante's classic, and I mean,
So you know what? Okay. I see what you're saying, and I can agree with what you're saying. Because if you're going to have the Xenomorph, because the Xenomorph is not it's only a singular creature in 2 of the movies, or well, 3 of the movies, I guess. I wasn't counting Resurrection, but it's a singular creature in Alien, and it's a singular.
no, there's multiple creatures in Resurrection.
Oh, is there? Okay, it's been so long since I've seen it. But there's a singular alien in Alien. And there's a singular alien in Alien.
Alien 3.
But in Aliens, it's just a fucking army of xenomorphs. It's not the same xenomorph, so that would be like, and since I'm wearing the shirt, it'd be like leaving out the zombies from Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Because how many fucking zombie movies are there? There's tons of them, and where did it all come from? So
Yeah.
yeah, I could see your point on that. I see what you're saying, so I could agree with that.
I mean, and that's not to take away from the movies. It's just we're talking about a villain.
Yeah.
Villain.
Yeah. So then number 3,
Make you guess.
Chucky.
Yeah.
There's no way that Chucky is higher than Jason. There's no way.
In what world? In what world?
That Chucky is higher than Leatherface.
No.
There's no way that Chucky is higher than Horace Pinker.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I was worried there for a minute that Chucky was going to be number 1 the way that this kept going.
No, well, look, if they put Tiffany at 29, you knew that motherfucker was high.
Yeah. God. Tiffany shouldn't have been on the list. Okay,
I
so
know, and 2-1. I mean,
I have an idea of like who I think should be number one, but I'm afraid that they're number two, and I'm gonna say that Freddy Krueger's number two.
no,
Oh, he's not. He's number
no,
one.
it's number one.
Okay, because I mean, like out of the people that were left, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, I would put Freddy Krueger above Michael Myers.
I would too, surprisingly.
Now that's not to say anything about the quality of the movies because there's a big
Exactly.
drop off. Well, there's a big drop
Yeah.
off in both franchises, but one of them kind of came back, and depending on your views of the new trilogy, had some quality movies. Freddy Krueger's last good movie was
Part 4?
I guess if some people like New Nightmare more than others,
Yeah, some people.
but it wasn't. It wasn't Freddy's Dead though, because that movie was ass. Ass.
No, I know, but that honestly that speaks to the iconic character of Freddy Krueger, to where like the first three are just
Oh yeah.
indisputable. I mean, the look, the backstory, everything about the character is just, it's nightmare fuel. Literally nightmare fuel.
So apparently, this just got brought up, and I'll have to figure out what's wrong because I don't know. But it sounds like my mic's only coming out of the left side, and I have no idea what the hell's happening with that. That sucks. Hold on one sec while we. Well, no, now's not the time to fix it. Now's not the time. You're right. You're right, Josh. When you're right, you're right. So, Michael Myers being number two, I'm fine with that. I would put Freddy ahead of Michael Myers. I
Looking at,
I have a problem with number three though. Number three is
I do too.
so I'm trying to think now that we're done with the list of like shit that got left off. And based on like what you were saying, like if the xenomorph is on there, then yeah, the shark from Jaws should have been on there. I think you could put zombies on there.
Yeah.
If you were doing like plural. But if you're doing like singular villains, yeah, there's no fucking way though that Chucky's number three. Come on.
No.
What Child's Play movie was that good?
I don't know, but I know there are so many Child's Play fucking fans out there.
He was. I'm looking at the chat. Where was Jack Torrance again? What number was he?
Jack Torrance was 17.
Yeah, he was 17. So there you go. You said Pumpkinhead was honorable mention, right?
Honorable mention, Pumpkinhead. If you're gonna, I don't know, like, if you're gonna throw like just entities that possess another body, then where's Hereditary? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's certainly an interesting. We should do more episodes like this too, because I enjoy these. I think we should do another year list, but
Yeah, why haven't we?
because we're pieces of shit.
Yeah, well, that sums it up pretty much in one brief sentence.
Josh loved Hereditary also. I wasn't as big on Hereditary as Josh.
Hereditary is a masterpiece. Absolute fucking masterpiece. Actually, whoever said that, like you can. There is actually a guy who breaks down movies. He doesn't have a lot of videos on YouTube, but if you like, just look up like on YouTube like Hereditary breakdown. There's a guy who's done a 4 hour breakdown on Hereditary. Now look, it's a lot of it's filler. Like you can knock that shit down to like a good 60 minutes. But like that's the extent of that movie. Like that's how much fucking layers there are to that movie. Bone, your opinion just sucks. I mean, honestly.
So, when's the last time you looked at my iTunes list?
You mean the movies?
Yeah.
Um Unless it hasn't updated like recently, very recently.
Did you see where I got Infinity Pool?
I did. I have not watched it
You
yet.
should watch it.
I haven't watched Evil Dead Rise either.
Well, I don't have that.
No, but it's on HBO.
You should watch Infinity Pool, though. It was interesting.
Is that Cronenberg?
Yes. His son, yeah.
Okay, it's his son. Okay, yeah.
I have his other movie, too, Possessor. So you could actually watch both of them. No, the doctor from Human Centipede was not in there.
I mean, that would make more sense than some of these, honestly.
It would.
Like fucking I don't know. Hannibal Lecter. That would make more sense than Hannibal Lecter, honestly.
You know, I mean, if you were going to put Hannibal Lecter in there, and if you're going to put fucking Tiffany in there, then why didn't Buffalo Bill make the list?
I know. Well, the Tooth Fairy's scarier than Buffalo Bill, in my opinion. The Tooth Fairy and Manhunter and Red Dragon is way scarier than like
Well, I think
John Kramer.
Buffalo Bill has those iconic scenes, though. Would you?
Oh, he
fuck me?
does.
I would fuck me.
It puts the lotion on the skin.
Yeah, well, that's why I went with "Would you fuck me?" Because everybody knows it puts the lotion on the skin. And then that scene when Clarice actually, goes to his house and he's got the night vision goggles on and everything, and he's just like right behind her, and he just, yeah.
Side note, I love Ted Levine, who plays Buffalo Bill. I love that character actor. Like, one of my favorite that guy actors. He's so good. He's so good. But yeah, no, Annabelle didn't make it. Brundlefly, Victor Crowley,
Brundlefly, that's right. Yeah, Brundlefly didn't make it, and fucking Tiffany did.
Leprechaun,
Leprechaun didn't
Pumpkinhead.
make it, and Tiffany did.
Yeah, this is. I mean, look, if we're being like honest with ourselves, number one should be Dracula.
Yeah, if you're looking at it, like, especially if you're looking at it from the sense of importance.
Yeah,
Because, like, Dracula's success made it possible so that these other movies
yeah.
could be made. I mean, like, it fucking launched a whole line of monsters for Universal. They were able to ride that wave.
But if you see like a vampire, like the first thought is Dracula.
Yeah, and you see it in other movies where, I can't remember what movie it was, but they referred to vampires as Draculas.
Yeah,
And, like, and you see that in movies and stuff. They won't say vampire, they'll say Dracula. And you know that that's a stand-in for vampire.
yeah. I mean, that's what it is. Say your top five off the top of your head, off the top of your dome.
Well, I already told you Freddie would be number one. Michael would probably be number two. Jason would probably be number three. Which, and just a fucking sucker for the 80s horror movies. well, and Texas Chainsaw, because Leatherface would be number 4, and Horace Pinker would be number 5.
Jesus Christ.
He wouldn't really, but
I know he wouldn't.
Horace Pinker's from Shocker, if you've never seen it. And it was funny because, on my way back from work, so I could come over. So, because the original plan was to cover a movie today. We were going to cover the New York Ripper like we talked about. We were going to start our Jalo block of movies. But I had to go to work and do something. And so it took about 30 minutes. And we decided we were going to do this top 40 list today, which was fun. And I'm glad we did it. And I was listening to Liquid Metal on XM radio. And Jose Mangan was playing like metal from horror movies. And he actually played a song from Shocker, Demon Bell by Dangerous Toys. The Ballad of Demon Bell, the Ballad of Horace Pinker.
Did he really?
Yeah. And I was just like, oh my God, Josh would love this.
I don't.
Most people, like the soundtrack, the main song that people remember from the soundtrack for Shocker is No More Mr. Nice Guy, the cover by Megadeth.
Yeah, I don't remember even that, honestly.
Yeah. So I was just like, holy shit. And
today's going to be a good day.
And he was saying, and he said the same thing like I said. He's like, this movie doesn't get as much love as other movies. He's like, but I enjoy it, and, and the character, Horace Pinker and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. I did not respond to that movie at all.
I don't know. Cover. I'm responding to the chat while I'm listening to you also.
Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah. I have heard the cover of Boots Were Made for Walking.
By who?
Megadeth.
I haven't heard that.
I thought it was on the... it's on Killing Is My Business, I thought.
Maybe I have heard it then, because I did do a deep dive on fucking Megadeth.
Yeah.
Like a deep dive ranking these fucking albums and these songs. And I remember Anarchy in the UK finished number 2.
Did it?
My favorite Megadeth songs. It did. I thought that was a fantastic fucking
What was
thing.
your number 1?
I think it was pretty simple. Like, I think Holy Wars.
Oh. Where was Angry? Where was Angry again?
I think that made like my top 30. It's still on like, I don't know if it's still there, but like, didn't it get published on our website at one time?
Yeah, I should reactivate that website.
Yeah, because I did start my Metallica.
Did you listen to and while we're just way off topic now, we're just rambling like some old timers. Yeah. Did you ever listen to the new Metallica, like I said?
No, I haven't yet. No, I haven't. The new Gaslight Anthem album dropped. I haven't listened to that. I've heard it's fantastic.
Oh,
the new Gaslight.
It drops today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to Gaslight Anthem the other day.
Oh, goddamn. That 59 Sound album is... It's like a period piece of my life. Like, special album.
Yeah, a band that we both like has an album that dropped today. The Gaslight Anthem.
You know who plays on one of the songs with them?
Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I listened to that song. Bruce Springsteen also did a song with Dropkick Murphys.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm. Rose Tattoo.
I've been listening to Scott Aukerman and Adam Scott, their podcast, and they cover. This is their 4th season, and they've been doing this for years, but they only come to it when they have time because Adam Scott's busy.
Yeah. Well,
And
he's
the
Kelly and
first,
wine mixer.
yeah, you're fucking lucky, Brendan, if you get this. But the first season they did U2, and they cover each album, and they listen to about a minute of the song and talk about it. They love U2. Second season was REM. The third season, they're going to talk about Red Hot Chili Peppers. They got to the first album, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they could not take it, and I get it. And then they just immediately, there's like, should we start talking about Talking Heads? I'm like, yeah. So they just did a whole fucking season of Talking Heads, and now they're doing Bruce Springsteen. And I just finished listening to The River.
Yeah.
They're covering The River. And Scott Aukerman, he's like, he plays all these like songs that didn't make the album, you know? Because Aukerman's like a nerd like us. He has all the music. God fucking damn, is Bruce Springsteen not the fucking shit? Like, we all know it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows it. But like, hearing this shit that didn't even make the album, that he's throwing away 15 songs. Just, there you go. And then you listen to him, you're like, this shit's a fucking banger. Like, it's crazy how good Bruce is. And like, their next episode is going to be Nebraska, which is, it's Nebraska. I mean, I don't know. Like, my appreciation for Bruce Springsteen.
Well, you should look up that Dropkick Murphy song.
I should, yeah. It does not surprise me, though.
You know who else had an album drop? Wilco.
Really? Mm-hmm. Recently?
Cousin.
I didn't know that. I didn't think they were still playing.
Oh, yeah. Just awkward silence as you look it up.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to check that out later. Sorry. Yeah. Did you listen to it?
I started it. I only
Yeah.
drive like 5 minutes to work, so
Well, I mean, you have speakers in your house. You only listen to music when you're driving?
no, I'll listen. I like to listen to it. At
I'm
work.
judging you,
when
but
we
like,
when we're sorting truck. Like we got a
Yeah.
speaker in the warehouse, and we'll listen to music. And so if I get back there, that's when I was listening to Gaslight.
yeah.
It just depends on who gets to the speaker first, or which I don't always get to go back there and help them anyways because I have other things I have to do. But I try to get back there sometimes and help with the process. And every now and then I'll get a hold of the speaker.
You want to keep going, or you want to take a pause for the calls?
Another pause. You can. I don't have to pause. And I need
No,
you. I need you to start using this hand motion. That way, it doesn't just pop up in the audio for the podcast. Because I'm not going to go back and edit this. I quit editing.
I know. We really got to get Oscar on this. you
I
know?
just cut it and bam, it's out. Well, we gotten better because when we first started, we were pretty horrible at this. We said a lot. We said a lot. There was a lot of things that we were really bad about doing, and we've gotten better, a lot better than what we were. And now Josh has gone up, paused, but we're still on here on Twitch. Yeah, the hand gesture. I mean, you can't hide it from the Twitch audience, but like I said, at least it's not. Let's take a pause for the cause, and then people listening to the podcast later on when I post it are gonna be like, "What the fuck? These guys take a lot of piss." I know, Luke. I know. I don't know what happened. I have no idea. I I don't know why I can only be heard on the left side. Um, yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm using Streamlabs. And when I say something, Josh.
Something.
Never mind. I really don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to people smarter than me and figure this out. I'll tell you who I'm not gonna ask, Luke. I'm not gonna ask Blake. He's probably still trying to figure out what fucking plug goes where on his motherboard. So, any movies coming out that you're excited about?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Who do I do this podcast with?
Well, I didn't know you could be talking to Blake.
No, Blake's not in here. Luke and I didn't tell you what are in
Look,
here.
sorry. Yeah, you could ask Luke. No, I want to see Killers of the Flower Moon.
I do too.
And I want to see The Killer by David Fincher.
I haven't seen a preview for that.
It's David Fincher. You know.
Killers of the Flower Moon though looks good.
No, I mean, it's
I heard it was like
Scorsese.
3.5 hours.
Yeah. I mean, it's Scorsese, De Niro, DiCaprio. Fucking sign me up. Based on a true story.
I'm gonna
yeah.
watch it like I watched the Batman. I'm gonna watch half of it, go to bed, get up the next day, watch the other half.
Wait, was the Batman that long, or were you just that bored?
No, the Batman was that long. Did you watch the Batman? I enjoyed it. I mean, I really liked the Batman, but that movie was long.
I didn't feel it. I watched it in its entire setting,
I think
I
the
didn't
reason,
feel it.
but I was tired when I started watching it, and I just kind of fell asleep on the couch. I have not seen Don't Worry, Darling. Have you seen it, Josh?
Is that the Florence Pugh movie?
Yeah.
I haven't, but I watch Red Letter Media on YouTube, and I was watching and they were talking about it, and I know the twist, and holy shit, it's fucking stupid. That twist is like, I didn't even expect it when they were like spoilers ahead and they told me. I'm like, oh, that's why everybody hates that movie.
Oh, really? Have you?
Yeah.
Have you watched *Malignant*?
Yeah. Yeah.
I enjoyed *Malignant*.
Uh,
I thought it was way out there at the end with the fucking twist in that movie.
yes. I didn't enjoy *Malignant* like that, but I'm glad that *Malignant* exists, if you know what I mean. I love that a movie went there.
Yeah, it's nice when weird movies get made.
Yes.
That's what I said about. There was some fucking sci-fi movie that bombs, but I'd said it's a good thing that the movie gets made. That way, people can see that you can make those types of movies.
Yes.
And that fucking dude, yeah, that was that was a trip.
Oh, I went in there spoiler free too with *Malignant*.
I did too.
So
I didn't read anything about *Malignant*.
when it fucking took that turn, I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay.
The only thing I'd heard was that *Malignant* was kind of like Giallo. It was like an homage to Giallo with like the kills and stuff and the colors. So I was excited.
Maybe I need to watch *Malignant* again because I've watched more Giallo since. But
Yeah.
I don't think you could compare any kills to Giallo kills. I mean, that's one of one from what I've seen of Giallo.
Yeah. That was yeah, that was but that what else did I watch recently? I pull up my fucking why is my flashlight on my phone? What am I doing here? This is amateur hour.
You should do Letterbox, man, because I can just pull up the movies that I've seen recently. Oh.
I do need to get better about using Letterbox because we're supposed to be using it for the fucking podcast.
I use it all the time, and y'all motherfuckers never use it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I gotta watch The Strangers Pray at Night. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I haven't either.
And I bought Nightbreed Director's Cut.
I watched that on Joe Bob.
I bought all the Mission Impossible movies. They went back on sale, and I decided to buy
You
them.
goddamn right, I've started watching those.
Oh, In the Mouth of Madness. I picked that one up.
Oh, I just watched that one. I've watched In the Mouth of Madness. Are we talking strictly horror?
No, we're just talking movies now. We're just talking.
I tell you what.
You watched. You saw that I bought G.I. Joe the movie, and you watched it.
No, not yet, but that will be.
Cobra.
Salem's Lot. I watched both of them.
I picked, and I don't remember the new one, the remake, but I picked it up because it was $5, and I do enjoy the original Salem's Lot. And Salem's Lot, probably my favorite Stephen King novel.
Well, I tell you what, as a non-Stephen King
appreciate
fan,
you watching. As a non-Stephen King fan,
I want to read it. And Salem's Lot, that made-for-TV movie, one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations.
Which one? Because they were both made for TV.
The 79 one, the OG one.
Okay.
The 04 one is bad, but I love it for being 2004 because it is all motherfucking 2004. Yeah. Like, and it's dumb. It's way worse.
Well, the vampire, I think in the remake is closer to how he is in the novel. In the novel, the vampire is not a mindless killer.
Yeah, he talks.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, definitely. Like I said, my favorite Stephen King novel. I love Salem's Lot.
Yeah. Mouth of Madness I watched. 3.5 stars. I liked it. I think Carpenter stands like it more than me. I don't know why my fucking phone just went dark. Hang on.
You know what I'm going to say? Because I've been really hard on this movie in the past. And maybe I'm just getting soft in my old age. Yeah. I don't hate Friday the 13th remake as much as I used to.
No, me neither.
Now, that fucking Nightmare on Elm Street remake, that's still...
Oh, it's still bad. It's still bad. It's still a pile of shit. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't hate the Friday the 13th remake as much as I used to. I've softened up a little bit on it.
I watched Children of the Corn, the 2020 one.
Is it that old?
Yeah, I don't think it got released until like 2022, like last year. Admittedly, though, that was my first Children of the Corn movie, though. I've never seen any other ones.
Yeah, I watched Don't Breathe recently.
That's good.
I've got Don't Breathe 2 because I bought them as a package deal.
I know. I Don't Breathe 2 makes him the hero, and I'm like, fuck you, movie, for that.
Well, all the people in Don't Breathe were despicable. Like, there were no good guys in that movie.
No, I disagree. There was one really bad guy, and there was two that were just wanting to be thieves. And
yeah,
I don't know. Then you had like a guy who's fucking impregnating fucking kids.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
I watched Ginger Snaps. I did watch that on last drive-in. It was good. It was good. Fresh. Have you seen Fresh?
Mm-mm.
It loses its way at the third act, like most movies.
Well, hold on. Let's finish up this podcast and then we'll keep talking. Okay, we can say
Yeah.
live on Twitch for the conversations. But all right, so that was the AV Club's top 40 horror villains of all time. Pretty much a BS list. Shame on you, AV Club. Shame on you. Shame on you so fucking much for putting Chucky that high and putting Tiffany on that list.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of picking nits we can do with that.
Yeah. But that was it. So this is going to be it for the audio portion of this podcast. We're still going to talk a little bit more on Twitch, but those of y'all listening to the podcast, we appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time. You gonna
I
say
love
bye
you.
to- I was going to say, are you going to say anything at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Greg-
sorry. I was thinking about Boston.
The band?
No, that's for our next episode. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
All right. There we go. Download that a couple times. Make sure we got it.
Fucking. Yeah, I guess you need to rewatch it. I'm sorry. I shot my shot. And do you remember anything about New York Ripper?
I remember the long ass sex scene. And I remember the fucking scene where he cut her up with the razor blade, where you had the towel over your face.
Do you remember the toe and the pussy scene?
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, look. I'm just going to say it now because I don't know when we're going to record again. Maybe you'll forget it. I hope you forget it. It's such a weird ass line. The first victim, she's riding a bike. And they're like going to Staten Island or whatever. They're getting on a ferry. And she's just riding and she's just looking off in the distance. And she runs into like a Volkswagen Beetle. And the guy's like, "You fucking woman. We shouldn't even let you ride bicycles. What were you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about Boston."
Oh,
Because you know it's New York City, Manhattan. It's like, I was thinking about Boston. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? It's thinking about Boston.
man. Tell you what, when we get off of here, make some grilled cheeses.
Special grilled cheeses?
I've been on this grilled cheese kick. I went and bought more bread before I came home just so I could make more grilled cheese.
Like, what kind of cheese?
Just American cheese, just basic shit.
Okay. Yeah. How you cooking it? On like a Foreman?
No, I'm cooking it in a fucking skillet. Yeah, Luke, 2 nights. Shit, we're like on 3 nights. Dude, I could go for some fucking Mings though. Ooh,
Some what?
it's this Asian restaurant here called Mings. They got some good fucking noodles. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Actually,
What's the weather like outside?
it's hot today. Well, I mean, it's in the 80s.
Really?
It's supposed to be cold. Halloween. The day I gotta wear the fucking spandex.
How can it be cold and it's 80 right now though? Like
It's
that,
gonna,
I can't.
it's gonna be like
fathom that.
50 Tuesday.
Really? Jesus. It's fucking miserable weather here, man.
It was
It's
probably
fucking-
like what 13.
Hang on, I'll tell you right now. It's fucking right now outside. Now this is 1 o'clock in the morning. It's 37. Yeah. That's it, man. Like fucking ain't no more light jacket weather.
37. Shit.
All right, buddy. Well, it's 1:00 here.
Yeah, I figured. I just looked at the time here and saw it was 6, and I'm like, man, it's got to be late there. Yeah, look up. I might have grilled cheeses later, but I'm about to go to Ming's. About to get this sweet and sour chicken. These fucking lo mein noodles.
Sweet and sour chicken sounds pretty fucking good.
Yeah. And their sweet and sour sauce is different than what I don't know what it is, but it's different than other sweet and sour sauces I've had. It's so fucking good. Man,
You should go there,
I am.
eat there, and read a book.
Oh, I'm not eating inside. It's not that kind of restaurant.
Oh,
Man. Yeah, when are y'all coming back to the States?
hopefully in the summer, but that's TBD.
If y'all make it back in the summer, you need to come to Tyler. Which I can try to come to Mississippi too. I just things didn't line up this time.
No, I understand. You had the Galveston trip. Yeah, I would love to see fucking Tyler. It's
Go eat some Stanleys. Because you like
Yeah.
barbecue.
fucking A. Yeah, we'll see how it plays, but you know, like, because we're usually there for like a month,
Yeah.
and I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully. I want to.
All right. Well, I'll let you get off of here. Like I said, I'm about to go get some fucking food.
All right, man.
All right. See you, dude.
Peace.